Alrighty, we're back with Dragon Ball Daima episode 19. Man, we've got a lot to talk about. There's a lot that happened in this episode, and it was a non-stop ride from beginning to end. Let's get straight to it. The long-awaited wish has been made. With the help of the Eternal Dragon Purunga, Goku and the others return to normal, testing their strength and rejoicing being back in their adult bodies. Goku thanks Gliro. So he's still getting the name wrong, but he's getting a little closer, it seems. Glorio corrects Goku, but he has a smile on his face. Unfortunately for the beautiful Dr. Rinsu, she has to watch in disbelief as her wish vanishes before her eyes. Her opportunity to become queen of the demon realm gone in a blink of an eye. Goma comes over and starts to gloat to Goku, saying that even though they're adults again, they still don't stand a chance against him. Goku doesn't really pay him much mind right here. He just looks back to Vegeta and the others and suggests now that they're back to normal and back to their true strength that they should fight one on one. However, Vegeta steps up. He's like, "No, it's my turn." He goes in, and Goku's just like, "Oh," and he can't really argue it because he just fought last. So it's Vegeta's turn, and unfortunately, Piccolo's on the sideline, just kind of waiting to see what happens and provide support however he can. So Vegeta tags Goku out, and they switch. It's Vegeta's turn to fight Goma. Vegeta immediately goes on the offensive in his base form. Goma blocks him just like they did at the beginning of this fight, but this time instead of one finger, he uses his whole fist. Vegeta hits Goma square in the forehead and deflects some of his blows. He shows a significant change in his strength compared to when they were children. And it's been hard to determine, and get a good idea of how, what that strength gap was between when they were kids compared to, as they are as adults. But it seems to be pretty significant. And that's actually kind of surprising because they've been fighting really powerful people, but, you know, it is what it is. So Arinsu confronts Glorio. She has that look in her eye. She's disappointed. She's not really doing anything. She's just kind of staring at him for a minute, and um, she's like, "I see how it is, Glorio. Have you actually forgotten, what I've done for you and how I saved you from the third demon world?" And so it seems they do have some sort of history where she did something for him that either saved his life or saved him from a bad situation. And that seems to be, why he has this loyalty towards her. So that's I'm glad they kind of clear that up instead of just, he's just like a hired, just a hired hand. But anyways, even though he's grateful, you see this look in Glorio's face, and he's standing there. He's holding his ground, and he's like, "I'm sorry," but and he pauses for a minute, and he's having a hard time saying what he's feeling, and she's just like, "Forget it, you're fired." and so, and she just tells him to get out of there, and so he bows to her respectfully and says, "Thank you very much for everything you've done for me." He takes off, and he heads back to his friends. So we get one of my favorite parts right here, actually. And kind of going into this, I had this little feeling. I don't know if it was just me, but I kind of felt bad for Rinsu because, her plans just went into flames. She hasn't done anything like really terrible. It doesn't seem. She's kind of greedy. She wanted to be queen of the demon realm and kind of caused all this whole problem. In order to do it, but she wasn't like a killer. She wasn't. She didn't have like real malicious intent towards Goku or any of them, and so she just wanted this thing, but her plan went into flames, and now she's just kind of left with nothing, and so she's just standing there by herself, and then Majin Ku, her first son, he comes up to her, and he's like, "Hey, don't worry, because I'm gonna stick with you," and she just looks back at him. She's just like kind of in shock, and then she just gets this sweet smile, and so she's just like her little boy's there for her, and so that was really cool. I like Majin Ku. He's Him and Do have been some of the best characters in a long time. And for the first time, she actually acknowledges Majin Ku, and with that warm smile, you kind of get a glimpse that she does have a good heart. It seems that she has a good heart deep down. So Vegeta and Goma, they continue to clash, and Goma, he catches Vegeta kind of between his hands, just like Vegeta did Goku back in the day. And he's trying to crush him, but Vegeta, he has his arms out, just holding him off. He's just like, "Nope, not happening." And he powers up into a Super Saiyan and breaks free. And he hits Goma and chases after him, and we get this really cool shot. And so it's not quite like the first person view in the Broly movie, like where they fly through the glacier. Um, but we're following Vegeta, and we just see him like power up. His hair starts to grow. He starts changing. Boom! He blows up into this majestic, just Super Saiyan 3 transformation, and oh, this was pretty. This is better than when he transformed against Tamagami 2, and that's saying a lot because that was an amazing transformation. That was really beautiful, like movie quality. But he does it here, and it's even more impressive, and he just looks phenomenal. So we finally get to see a canon, quote, canon, main continuity Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta, and he looks great. He looks awesome. So Vegeta, he aura farms for a couple of seconds before blitzing Goma. He hits him with this devastating, just boom, just this uppercut straight to the body. There's like spit flying out of Goma's mouth. His eyes are just white. Vegeta rocks him, and he follows up with this crazy combo, and follows up this cool. What's one of my favorite moves? He follows up with this heel kick, just flips through the air, brings his heel down on his gut. Goma crashes into the ground, and he's just laying there. He's just out for a moment. Few seconds pass. The light shines from his third eye, from the oculus. Goma powers up again, ready for more. And this episode was so amazing because although it's filled with action from beginning to end, like there are some really good moments here with these characters. Glorio, he comes back and he's slowly approaching Goku and the others, and Pansy looks over, they all kind of see him coming, and we get this like really soft piano version of like the Daima theme, and it's just playing in the background, and Glorio, he's just hesitant to walk over because he feels guilty. He feels guilty for lying to his friends all that time, and he's not expecting a warm welcome. And Pansy, she sees him, and she's just and just gasps, and she just runs towards him. She's calling out to him, and he just can't believe it. She jumps towards him, and he just sees all their smiling faces. She jumps towards him, and she takes him by the hands, and she's just happy as can be, smiling. And we get this cool shot where she's like pulling him like towards Goku and the others, and pulling him like into this light, like this like beam of light, kind of like this shining over him, and it's just super sweet. Like this was such a good moment, and I love that stuff. Dragon Ball's amazing. Like only the haters believe this, but Dragon Ball's got such good moments, so many good moments, and it's not always the fight scenes. Like these characters are incredible, and when they have these kinds of moments, they just always hit really hard, and I just love it. I love Toriyama. I love how he does this stuff. Like he doesn't credit himself very much for being like, conveying emotion between like certain characters, but he still does it. Like even though he doesn't think he does, like he's done it so many times. And this is one of those amazing moments, and where Pansy pulls Glorio towards her and all her friends, and he's just relieved that they're accepting him, and it's really good. You gotta watch this. And honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like this, but it kind of feels like Glorio has been the main character of Daima. Like, obviously, it's Goku. Like, Dragon Ball is and always has been the story of Goku, in his life and his friends and how, he changes people. But Daima seems to, like, Glorio seems to have had the biggest, like, character arc in all of Daima. And I think it's really cool. Vegeta clashes with Goma again, and he literally drives him through the entire battlefield that Goma created. Like he's literally just dragging him like just through all the ground, just and out the other side. Vegeta flips around and he powers up this final flash, and it looks really good. Like there's sometimes like where he's used the final flash, but he doesn't really charge it, and it just kind of quick fires. It doesn't look that good sometimes, but this was beautiful. Fires this thing. Goma fires a blast of his own, and they clash. Like remember, the Final Flash is incredibly powerful. Like this is a violent and intense attack. I was when I was watching, I was like, Goma, you better start taking that seriously because that move isn't to be joked with. Like the Final Flash is gonna like it's gonna mess you up if you don't put your whole back into it. And Vegeta overpowers him. Goma wasn't able to hold it back, and Vegeta blasts him. He blasts him like up back up through that same hole he created, like that he drug him through, and Goma just disappears like above the clouds, and there's just this massive explosion. Like you just see these beams of light just shining from the explosion. It looks really cool. So Vegeta's doing work, but at this point he's winded. He's gasping, he's sweating, he's having a hard time, and you know what that means because Super Saiyan 3 is very taxing on the body and it uses up a lot of energy. And once again, we hear that strange sound. We see the flash of light as the third eye activates once again. And Goma, like we see the clouds kind of start to swirl and it actually looks really beautiful. Like this is so beautifully animated. Clouds swirl and Goma comes down. He's like covered in like kind of like this like light shell kind of thing, or it's dark actually, and it just cracks and just shatters like an actual shell. And it's just Goma. Like he doesn't change, but he's just as good as new. It looks like he's never been touched once this whole fight. And so that's a problem. Goma, you know how big Goma is right now, right? He's not I don't know, I wouldn't say he's quite as big as a grade 8, but he's pretty close. And he blitzes Vegeta right here. Like, Vegeta doesn't even realize that Goma had already moved behind him. And he just looks back, and Goma's just smiling and laughing at him. Oh, this guy's trouble. Like, Goma's not that, some hyper. What's the word? I don't know. He's just not, this super deep character. Like, he's a character. He's good. He's fun. He has motivations and everything. He's just not, like, super deep. But he's put up a great fight and he's given us some of the best fights that we've probably ever seen. So I'm gonna give him props for that. But anyways, so Goma blitzes Vegeta and they start clashing again and Goku's noting, he's like, hey, Goma is not getting weaker. He's not getting weaker, he's not getting tired. And that's because of the third eye. It's healing him and it's just keeping him fresh. It's like he's just getting senzu beans every single time. And on top of Zenkai boosts from the freaking Oculus, it just keeps making him stronger. No matter how strong they become, it just upscales them. So Goku warns Piccolo, he's like, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is gonna wear off soon. So while Dr. Rinsu is watching, her and Majin Buu are talking, and she's just telling them, she's like, it was said that, or not said, she was alive. Uh, Demon King Abura was able to use and then remove the third eye whenever he wanted. So there's a way to remove the third eye from, the user. And so she's just thinking for a moment. She's like, and she tells Ku, she's like, go back to the house and get the book of magical items number 37. And so he's just like, okay, you got it. He's just like the perfect obedient son and stuff. And he just takes off. And so while he's doing that, Vegeta, he's just gasping. He's just sweating profusely. He's just gasping for air. Goma kind of grabs him by the handful of Super Saiyan 3 hair and just bodies Vegeta. Vegeta goes crashing down. He lands on his feet, actually, but he falls to one knee and he powers down to base. And so his Super Saiyan 3 wasn't enough. Then Goku asks if he can join in, but Vegeta's just like, no! And flies off towards Goma again, and Goku's just like, oh, well, I didn't really expect you to say anything else. And so Majin Buu, he returns with the magical tome, and he opens it. He gives it to Arinsu, she opens it, and she's like using her magic. Like she actually activates her magic, and she starts flipping through these pages. And it's kind of hard to see because just because the color of her skin and she's surrounded by her magic light, but she's sweating like while she's doing this, and she seems like slow, like her movements are kind of slow, and like turning each of these pages is like some sort of struggle, and a lot of fiction actually has things like this, like, with magical books and magical tomes, some of them are very powerful, and some of them, like hold secret knowledge and stuff like that. Some of them are like cursed, and you shouldn't, I don't know, if you look at them, there's like some sort of risk. But this one just seems to be very strenuous, and so she's going through these, and she's just having a hard time. And Majin Ku steps up. He's like, "Hey, should I help?" And she's like, "Yes, please." And she doesn't say please, but she's like, yes. And so Ku just licks his thumb, holds up his hands, and he's just, he's just flipping through hundreds of pages, just in moments, just going and going. And Rinsu just can't believe it. She's like, what is this guy? You know, she was disappointed in him because he wasn't a strong fighter, but Ku has these other abilities that are very helpful. Like, he was able to guess that incredible like math equation from the Tamagami Ones challenge. And here he's able to go through this magical book that, you know, is very difficult to go through, because it uses some sort of like it has like some sort of resistance or some sort of strain connected to it. But Ku does it. He flips through, he finds the page and gives it to her, and she's just like, I can't believe it. And so she goes over to Goku and tells them, and she's like, hey, just so you know, the Oculus can be removed if Goma is hitting the head. If he's hitting the back of the head 3 times, with significant force. And so Goku's just like, I can do that. And so he's like, I'll make the opening. And then Supreme Kai steps in. He's like, well, hold on, Goku, because as of right now, it looks like Vegeta's planning on fighting to the death, and he's not gonna let you tag in. And Bulma has had enough. He's had enough of his stubbornness. Bulma walks forward. She goes, what are you gonna do? And she calls out to Vegeta. She's like, Vegeta! And Vegeta, while Vegeta's fighting, he's like, what? He just barks back. He's like, what? What do you want? And she's like, she's like, pull your head out of your ass and let everybody fight with you. And he's like, no. And this is such a good moment. We get one of the funniest scenes in this whole series right here. And Bulma, she's like, yes, you will. Because if you don't let everyone fight with you, I will never take a bath with you again. And Vegeta just pauses. Like, he just slowly looks back at her and he cannot believe what she just said. And, like, while this is happening, like, Goma is, like, mid punch. Like, he's inches from just clobbering Vegeta. And he's just forgot he was in the middle of a fight. And just in an instant. It's almost like he teleported. Like Vegeta just zoop zoop, and he's back right next to Bulma. He's like, okay, fine, fine, you can fight, and he is not willing to give up fun time with the wife. And Vegeta is a real one for that because that was the funniest thing. Like it takes a lot for me to laugh out loud during like some shows or movies and stuff, but that one got a good laugh out of me, and that was amazing. That's just peak Toriyama humor, and gosh, I miss him. So Goku's turn. Goku steps up, starts stretching. Boom! Turns Super Saiyan. And then this cool callback. And is it a callback? If it's also calling back to Battle of Gods, which takes place a few years after this? Probably. So he goes, boom! Super Saiyan 1. Boom! This is Super Saiyan 2. And then he goes Super Saiyan 3, and this transformation is so good. It's so pretty. He's just I can't even describe it. Like there's no words. It's just gorgeous. Like Mosco Nozawa absolutely crushes it, and she is so amazing. Like this is probably my favorite Super Saiyan 3 transformation, even considering the first one, like where Goku's just screaming, shaking the planet, and like the city is getting like flooded and stuff. Like it's just so good. It's right up there with that. And so he goes Super Saiyan 3, and I believe Yuya Takahashi, he's the one who animated this scene. Um, so props to him and everyone else involved. So Goku, he goes Super Saiyan 3. His light erupts, and Goma, he's just kind of standing there. He's not too impressed. He just fought a Super Saiyan 3, and he's just like, eh. while cocky and everyone's just watching, and then Goku's just like, one more bonus, and Goma just gags. He's like, what? And then Vegeta's like, it can't be, and Goku, oh, just goosebumps cover my body right now, just thinking about it. And so Goku starts powering up. He's just, everything is shaking. Like, the whole first demon world's shaking. Light starts building up. Lightning is flashing all over the place. And Goku's pupils turn red. He tears his shirt off and he just erupts in this explosion. And it's so bright. Like, this thing is so bright, it eliminates the whole demon realm. Like, we see, like, demon worlds. So we see one, obviously. Two and three. We see Tamagami, two and three. They're in there at their posts, just like statues. And you just see this light, just blinding light, just reaching all the way up to there. And, like, make no mistake, the demon realm is big. It is not just three planets. Like, when we first see it, like, we see stars, and when they're in second demon world or demon world 2, there's planets among planets, like, in demon world 2. And so this place is big. Like, it's not a small thing. And oh man, and Goku just illuminates all of it. Masuko Nozawa, she's such a legend. She's so good. God be with her. Uh, so Goku, you know, just this final shout, and it's just echoing and everything, and it's just silent, and we just get this amazing music. And Goku, he starts to rise on this rock formation. You see this hand just reach up, grab this rock, pulls himself up, and the music's just going. My heart's pounding, and Goku walks up, and he's just covered in. His eyes are red. He's covered in red fur. Oh, he's got the iconic red fur, his red hair, his red pupils, and he's got his normal pants on. He doesn't have yellow pants randomly with his blue belt. Looks stupid. And gosh, I can't believe it. We get adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku just rising from the light and up on this rock ledge, and he's ready to face Supreme Demon King Goma. Goodness, this was crazy. Like, that episode was something else. Like, that was nonstop action, and I loved every second of it. Like, Daima is going out on such a high note right now. Please just give us enough time next week. This is episode 19, and so we have supposedly one episode left. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I would like for them to have a couple more episodes, just so we can get a proper conclusion after, like all the aftermath and stuff, where Goku and the others can talk for a little while, say their farewells, return home, be with their families and stuff, so we can see all that. And man, I can't believe we have one episode left. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Daima to end. It's been such a fun ride, and I said, I don't think I said it, but when I first started these Daima breakdowns, like, I had this feeling like just before we know it, it's just gonna come and go, just in a flash, just vanishing with the moment. Like, it'll come and then it's just gone. But what a ride! It's been so much fun, and it's such a beautiful series. They've put so much love and effort into this. Um, Man, I I don't even know what to say. Like, honestly, like, it's such this means a lot. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on with Dragon Ball. It's just in such a weird place right now with Toriyama passing, and we're almost at the anniversary of his passing too, which I'm not ready for. And and Dragon Ball is in this like rights battle with Capsule Corp Tokyo, Kyoyoku, and Shueisha, bunch of pricks. Um, and it's just causing it's just harming the franchise. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why they do all that. I'll go into that another time. This is the Daima episode 19 breakdown. It was a blast. It's a beautiful episode. Amazing fights, amazing choreography. The art is so pretty. Please watch this episode if you have not. Give it a chance. I don't care about what the losers online hating on this series with, because they have no purpose in life other than trying to slander something. Go watch this. If you love Dragon Ball, watch Dragon Ball Daima. It's on Funimation. It's on Funimation. It's on Crunchyroll. Uh, Fuji TV. You know, it's on everything, and even the English dub's going somewhere. I think the English dub right now. Um, I think Goku just went Super Saiyan for the first time, so they're. I think that's back when they're meeting Pansy's father, and King Kadon, and Goku's fighting with the soldiers. So go check that out. And so it's I have to watch the dub too and catch up on that, and I haven't really been keeping up with it because I don't know. I love the dub. I like watching it for casual, viewings and stuff, but you know, the Japanese version is just as good, if not better, and it we don't have to wait as long. So, thank you for being here, guys. Love and appreciate you. Hit a like and subscribe for me if you have stuck with me this whole throughout this, video. It really helps me out. We'll catch you next time because next week, man, it's gonna be intense. Goku's ready and he's gonna be dropping bombs with those big old fists. So, we'll see you next time, guys. You take care and have a good week. Stay safe.